What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here. I'm hanging in a hotel. I had to go to Houston for some work. So I left Dallas. If those of you guys don't know, I was there for the weekend. Probably one of the worst sports weekends of my life. Had to watch my Miami Hurricanes get beat on Saturday and then had to endure what we saw on Sunday. Or on Monday, I should say. So, man, it wasn't good. And then I get to the airport, man. I had to get up at 4 in the morning to get here in time. What's up? What's up? And my plane is takes off on time, but we get stuck on the runway because they didn't release us to go. So I sat there for an hour. End up getting here late. So it's been a long day. So just wanted to drop a quick video just to say what's up to Cowboys Nation. I know it ain't looking good right now. We got to be honest with each other. It's not looking good, and but the Cowboys did make some moves. I think the moves are maybe looking towards the future. Um, you get Logan Wilson for basically a bag of chips, seventh round pick. I like that. And Quinnen Williams was a guy that we were eyeing. Mikey Schefter, he broke it to me on Saturday. Said, "Man, we're gonna get this thing done," and the Cowboys get it done. Get Quinnen Williams, so really get a major piece. Don't have to give up, but a 27 round first round pick. So I liked where that compensation is. Doesn't really impact their 26 draft. So they still got their picks. They get two young guys that are under contract. It's not a rental deal to the end of the year. So they kind of get that. Move on from Mozzie. He goes over to the Jets. So give him a clean start. Maybe he can resurrect something of his career and get things going. But, you know, probably too little too late if we're going to be honest with each other. What's up, my man Cuts? I'm trying to go through the chat, see who's here. April, what's up? All the rest of you guys. It's hard to see through here because I'm doing it from my phone. So that's just the way it is. But my man Cuts made it back. And if you guys saw the weekend, look, shitty games aside, hanging out with Cowboy fans and friends, family. Obviously, my wife and I had a great time down there. Got to talk to Jesse Holly for a while. Cuts was able to give him his special hang with the boys cuts. If you guys don't watch that on DallasCowboys.com, you're missing something. He's awesome. Great energy, great dude, great storyteller. I told one of his stories about possibly going to Miami and the advice he gave a friend. So I thought that was kind of funny, but good times there. Obviously hanging out with Mark and everyone we got to meet at the tailgate. We didn't really do a tailgate; it was just more hanging out. But definitely love to sell. We see meeting new people. And then when I dropped my hype video, I ran into my man Cruz. Stopped me while we were at the rally day. He got a cameo. His dad gave him a cameo for his birthday a couple years back. So that's why you heard a little shout out in that hype video. So aside the shitty games that I had to endure watching some other team carry goalpost down the street, embarrassing me, it was a fun weekend. And we'll be back for the watch party against the Raiders. But the Cowboys go into their bye, limp into their bye, embarrassing performance. Definitely not what any of us expected. And if I got to stay true to myself, I said this was a must win. I said if they don't win this game, they really, they got to kind of look to 26 because I just don't know if they're going to be able to get it done. Looking at the schedule that they got ahead, looking where they're at, I just don't think they're going to be able to get it done. So, but I do like the trades. Definitely RPE63. Give you some love because I just saw that. I do love the trades. I think they're very good picks for the Cowboys, and hopefully that made it on there. I don't know if it did or not, but hopefully they were great picks for the Cowboys. You get a 3-time Pro Bowler in a row. His last 3 years he's been in the Pro Bowl, was an All-Pro last year. He plays at a high level. He's only 27 years old. You got him under contract for a few years. It's a perfect fit for this defense. Perfect fit for this defense. Then you get Logan Wilson, weak spot of the defense. Linebacker. Let's make no mistake about it. You go get Logan Wilson, who's been a solid NFL player, solid NFL linebacker. You get him for a 7th-round pick. So I'll give credit where credit's due for the Cowboys. I wish it was sooner, but probably too little too late for him this year. stranger things has happened. They were 3-5. If you remember that one year, they go get Cooper and you go on a run. I don't think they're going to make a run like that, but it's football and still got a lot of game left, so we'll see what happens. But what does this do to the defense? You're going to come out of the bye. You're going to come out of the bye week with your starting linebackers more than likely Overshown and Wilson as your starting linebackers. That ain't so bad. You got Quinnen Williams, and you've got Osa, and obviously you got Kenny. You got a defensive front that showed some flashes, obviously in the Cardinal game. They get some sacks. Easy E's getting better, so you see that defensive line is going to get even better. Where the problem starts is the secondary. That's where I was hoping that they were going to make a move in the secondary, get a safety, but that didn't happen. That didn't happen. So they go in. They're going to be kind of, that's where the problem's going to be. And, we talked about Diggs and could he come back? I don't know. Is he going to come back to Dallas? It just seems like maybe he fell out of favor. I'm not sure. Hopefully it's something that can be repaired. I think Diggs is a solid cornerback. See how he is coming off his injuries, if he can return to form. But I mean, that's just an unknown. Bland did not do good. Did not do good. Did not do good in that game. What did I see? I saw something. Raiders game is a ramp up game with Wilson and Williams. Yeah, there ain't no ramp up. I mean, they're going into the bye week. These guys have been playing football, so they're going to be. And say ramp it up. Hopefully, this defense ramps up. Then I'll believe you. I like what you're saying, but they're going to get thrown in quickly. I mean, they're going to get thrown in quickly and going to be asked to produce quickly. Like I said, these guys are playing football, so they've been playing all year. So I expect them to come out and pick up where they're leaving off. So we'll see what happens with the trade. But like I said, I would have been really happy if the Cowboys would have gotten a secondary piece, But looking into, you go into the next year and we don't want to look too far ahead. It is what it is. But the only way I said that I would be trading anything if the Cowboys were to lose is if you got younger guys that had years left on their contract. I'd be down with it because the draft, as we all know, is a crapshoot. You can end up with Micah Parsons. You can end up with Taco Charlton. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know what you're going to get. So I would much rather get a known commodity. And when you talk about Quinnen Williams, like I said, you're talking about perennial Pro Bowler, All Pro. I'll give up a 1. I'll give up a 1 for that. I got no issues with that. Logan Wilson, a couple of years under contract, obviously had some issues with the coaching staff in Cincinnati. Fresh scenery for him, but he's been a solid linebacker the whole time his NFL career. I think it's fine. I think he's under contract. I think that they upgraded their positions. Bottom line is upgraded their defensive line and upgraded their linebacker room today. Is it enough? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, we got to be real. Are we going to see what happens? Hey, I'm a fan, man. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to see what they do. But one of the bigger concerns is you even look outside the defense, and the offense started very hot and got me thinking. And I heard a couple guys talking about it on the post game. I was driving home somber with Mark, taking me back to the hotel, got me back safe and sound. Got my wife and back safe and sound, which is the most important thing. So shout out to my man Mark. Is the offense is a concern. Started out hot, and you're thinking, all right, well, why? You got shotties in there. They got no tape on them, got no tendencies on them. Not sure what to expect. So they get that fast start offensively. Everything looks good. Now you got a little more tape, and then you look at some of the defenses they played 3-4, giving them a little bit of trouble. So they've got something they got to work through, because the defense has not been good. Offensive line hasn't been good. I agree with you, but turnovers, drop passes, that's a problem. That's a problem. It's never going to be good. So that's something that they got to work through on the bye week, is to try and get this offense back to where it was, because the talent's there. The talent's there. Now you got BB back. I think the problem is going to be your tackles. Steele was terrible. I think he had a migraine or he had something, and he ended up getting benched. And they brought Nate Thomas in. Didn't get much better. Didn't get much better, if we're going to be honest. So they've got some work to do on this offensive line to get that thing tightened up. And but getting BB back, that was his first game back. He's going to be even better. He's going to get more comfortable. I think Tyler Smith is dealing with some issues, dealing with some injuries. Get these guys healthy. The bye week couldn't have come at a better time for him. But again, everything was riding on this Cardinal game, and they shit the bed. And that's where I said is it was I never like to use the words must win. Just not really. I just not a big must win guy, because if you don't win, well, you got 8 more games you got to play. So what are you supposed to do? Season over? No. So that's why I don't like to use it. But in the case of the Cowboys, where they were mentally, where they were kind of the vibe of the team, I thought they had to get this win to get in the bye and start the season kind of brand new, like a new season starting. But it didn't happen. So didn't happen for McCain's either. So it just, like I said, it's a shitty weekend for your boy Mike Tag. Definitely don't like it. Brother, do you think? Let me scroll down so I can see it. Do you think this is like the Amari trade? Ah, I that tie is just going to come back to bite him in the ass. I mean, they would have to go. They would have to go 7-1, right? So they're 3-5. Yeah, they'd have to go 7-1 to be realistically in the playoffs. That ain't realistic. I mean, not the way they play. That ain't realistic. So what I'm hoping for, if I'm being honest, is at least get to 8 wins. That way I win my money. So get to 8 wins. I think what they've done on defense, I think they can get to 8 wins. Could they get to 9 wins? You can get to 9 wins. Because I do see where they could have 2 losses in the last half of their schedule. That would probably be, realistic. Chiefs, Lions, they probably could lose both of those games. So that's kind of where I could see it being 9-8, right? 9, what is it? 8-1, whatever it ends up being, or 9-7-1. I hate this 17-game season. I'm a Broward County educated kid. I don't understand all this math. So anyway, I we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get them to the playoffs. I think what it does is it sets them up well for 26. I know no one wants to hear that, but you pretty much got 2 solid pieces of your defense added that are going to be in the rotation, get familiar with the scheme. I do think Eberflus is coming back next year. I don't think they're going to make any changes. If you listen to Jerry Jones, he talked about one of his regrets was making defensive coordinator changes, 3 different ones, 3 years in a row. You lose that continuity. So I think that basically was telling you that Eberflus is going to be back. Is he a bad defensive coordinator, or does he have bad players? That's what you got to think about. I mean, the guy's had a solid defense as a coordinator everywhere he's been with the Colts. The Bears, he wasn't the defensive coordinator, but he did take over at one point and did get their rush defense from worst to first. But I don't, I don't know. I don't think he's going anywhere. You got the draft. You didn't give up any of your first round picks in 26. That's why I'm saying this is kind of a move. Why I like the Quinnen Williams move even more is they didn't have to give up a first rounder in 26. They gave up one in 27. So first round pick and Quinnen Williams for Micah Parsons, not a bad trade when you put the money along with it. Obviously, Micah Parsons, I'll still say to me he's the best defensive player in the NFL. I still believe that. Some will argue, and I understand. Myles Garrett, not gonna take anything from him. He's a bad man. I like Parsons. So either way, I think it worked out good. The major issue is not making enough adjustments. I don't know. I would say this, and I apologize. I can't throw the header on there, Jeff, because I do appreciate it, and you saying something good. The I'm not a big film guy, right? So I tell you guys that I watch the games, I watch the highlights, I listen to the guys that break down the film. There's a lot of great ones on YouTube. So a lot of them I've had on my show, and some of them I talk with. So I started looking at it myself and just really kind of listening to them more. And is players out of position has been most of the problem. Communication. I hate this. That sounds like such a weird thing to say when you're a professional athlete. You think communication should be the easiest thing, but it's hero ball, some say, and some say it's lack of focus, and some say when you play a type of defense, you need to have blinders on and not let anything in the peripheral distract you. And I think that's what you're seeing a lot when you get in the second level. So I don't think it's so much the adjustments, which I think there's some validity to some of that. I think Eberflus is, kind of learning just with his guys, just as they're learning with him. But I think we just got some bad players on this defense. I just, these are the same. A lot of these are the same guys that have been here. So I think he'll come back. I think he'll be fine. I think the defense will be fine. I think they got to go defense heavy in the draft. And I think the offense, it's all pending on everything I'm saying is pending on them signing uh, George Pickens, which if they don't sign George Pickens and they kind of let him go and get a compensatory pick when they could have just probably traded him before the trade deadline, I'll be kind of pissed because I think that'll just be stupid. So I do think the Cowboys, what they've done in these trades is kind of set themselves up with some favorable contracts and an opportunity to be able to sign George Pickens. So if they do that, you guys got to say, you know what? I'll give Jerry shit. He should have done this stuff sooner. And I agree 1,000%. It's beyond frustrating, but they've kind of set themselves up pretty good for 26, 27, 28. Because that's pretty much after you get to those years, unless they strike gold with another quarterback or something like that, their offense is pretty much going to be all on expiring contracts. CD's going to be older. He's not going to be what he was. I mean, you got a 3-year window with these guys. The offense is pretty much under contract except for Pickens. And you just got two big pieces of your defense. You signed Osa, so you've got kind of your middle of your defense locked up between your linebackers with Overshown, Logan Wilson. You got those two. You got Ezeraku. I mean, you got Nealon still. You still got pieces there on the edges that are young. So you've built that front that's going to be under contract. Then it's the back end. You got Bland, yes, but you're going to have to do something with your safeties, and you're going to have to get another corner now, unless obviously Revel is the guy that they believe he is. But until we see him in the NFL, I mean, he's just a prospect. So they may have to go all secondary in the draft, linebacker, just everything defense. I wouldn't even do anything on the offense. But let me. I feel bad. I want to get your comments, but they're hard to see, and I'm on my phone. But I'm getting a lot of comments. So I want to be respectful for those. If we don't pay Pickens, I'll crash out. That's my man, Mikey Schefter. I can't agree more. I definitely think that's the case. Let's see. Sorry. Let me fix that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just trust you guys because this phone is too small. But yeah, definitely, if they don't sign Pickens, it'll be a very, very bad day for me because I'll just be disappointed and the opportunity they had to possibly trade him. Because I get it if they didn't want to pay him because he's taking CD money. I mean, you're gonna have to pay him. They're gonna have to pay him some money. He ain't going there for free. So he's going to want to be paid like wide receiver one. He deserves it. So that's just the way it is. So we're going to see what happens. Tough week. Absolutely. I appreciate it. That's got to be my man, Chris. He knows about the Canes. It was a tough week. And the only thing I say about the Hurricanes, very disappointing. They're kind of like, if I could take the Cowboys offense, except for last week, if I could take the Cowboys offense and put it on my Canes, tip of McCain's defense on the Cowboys, I'd have the perfect team. And then, then I would be where I need to be. But that's not how life works. That's not how life works. So I just got to deal with it and just see what happens. And just see what happens. And the Cowboys can franchise Pickens. I want to be clear with that. Somebody's the highest bidder. Pickens can be franchised. The Cowboys can franchise him. Now, I wouldn't do that because I think Pickens is one of those guys. He may not like that very much, and you don't want to create an issue. So I think the Cowboys should work to sign him long term. But if they chose to franchise him, I believe they're entitled to it, and they have that ability to do it. So they got control of him if they want it. Now, again, I'm a believer in sign the guys early, make them happy. I think a happy player makes a happy locker room, gives them the security they need. So we'll just see. But yeah, I would give him I would give him what he wants within reason. I'm not going to go 15 million over what the highest paid receiver is, but he should be in that ballpark of the top 5 wide receivers. I mean, that's fair for what he can bring, and hopefully they'll do it more. But we'll see what happens. We'll don't give him no blank check. There we go, Mikey Schefter. Mikey Schefter's he is all in. He is all in on George Pickens. I don't blame you. I mean, he people who know me know I love passionate players. And I'm a passionate person, right? So I love passionate players. CeeDee Lamb is he's got some passion, but it's just not to that level that like a George Pickens is. George Pickens is a lot like, has that Michael Irvin feel to it, has that Des Bryant. I mean, those are the kind of guys that I really like. It takes nothing to get away from CeeDee Lamb. I think he's a better overall receiver, and polished receiver, because I think his body of work is much better. Mikey, about to, what's he gonna do? Have fun? Was he? It's about the money. Mikey's always about the money, man. Mikey's an entrepreneur. Give a shout out to Smooth Move Junk Removal. If you're in the Tampa Bay area, they got some boys there that are young hustlers. Young hustlers. So if you need anything cleaned out, you need stuff removed, you need stuff moved, you need anything you got to do, you call those boys up, man. Smooth Move is where it's at. You got to say, and I'm a fan of young hustlers. I'm a fan of young hustlers that are out there working hard. So don't have enough of that nowadays. You got too many people wanted to elevate to the top without putting the work in. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta put that work in, and those boys do it. So proud of them. If you're one of my Florida peeps, go out and support it. So anyway, it's good. It's not too late. It's not too late. It's never too late. The Cowboys have a 10% chance of making the playoffs, so I don't think it is too late. But I would say it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough if you look at the schedule that they have. It's going to be tough. I mean, you kind of break it down. You got the Raiders Monday night, another Monday night game. The craziest thing is there was a couple stats. So and then I'll jump back to the schedule. This just hit me though. The two nemesis for the Cowboys for some reason have been the Broncos and the Cardinals. And I think I saw where the last 18 games, the Cowboys are like 2-8, 2-16 or something like that against these teams. The Cardinals have had 14 Monday night football games. They're 0-10 against every team but the Cowboys. They're 4-0. It's just weird. Some teams just have like this voodoo over other teams, and it has nothing to do with if a team is good or bad, because it's been different players, different years, different teams, different decades. But the Broncos go back to the 90s. The Broncos have beaten the Cowboys every year since 95. I think that's the last time the Cowboys beat them. Cowboys beat them in 95. So 98, they would have played again. I mean, that is just absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. And then you look at the Cardinals. The Cardinals, through the years, they beat him with Dobbs. You remember the year the Cardinals? I think that was the year Dallas went 12-5. I don't know. I have to double check, but I think it might have been the year they went 12-5. They beat them with their backup. Then they beat them with their backup again. And then they obviously they beat him with Kyler Murray. They beat us in the playoffs with Jake Plummer. They beat us. It's just I think even shit. I don't even know if that one dude, the other quarterback, ended up beating us. But it's just a weird like teams just have this weird thing over other teams. And for the Cowboys, it's been the Cardinals and the Broncos. I love the positivity. I love that. I'm going to show that on there because that's my man. Appreciate it. Ain't nothing over. Ain't nothing over. Now the light is dim. The light is dim. So we'll see what happens. But get back to the schedule. Let's go back to the schedule. Let's go back to the schedule. So they got the Raiders on Monday night. And this is just kind of a weird schedule. So then you've got the Eagles really on a short week. You got the Eagles at home, right? And then you got another short week, and you've got Kansas City, Thanksgiving. And then you got basically a regular week because then you go to Detroit on Thursday. Then you get kind of like that mini bye. And then you got the Vikings at home. Then you got the Chargers at home. And then you've got on the road against Washington, on the road against Giants, which they're kind of, they're kind of in the same boat we're in right now. They're just kind of treading water. So it's just a weird schedule coming out of the bye because they get an extra kind of extra game. So it's a little bit longer of a bye, but then they have 2 short weeks in a row, and then you have a standard week, and then you have a kind of a mini bye. So it's just a weird schedule. They got to make it. I mean, the good thing if you're looking for positivity, they do have some a lot more home games in that schedule. Didn't do well for them last Monday night, the home cooking, which usually it does, but that's kind of way that schedule's working out for them. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I would love to see the Cowboys, make a run, make it interesting. I said it, and I still believe the NFC is not very good. I mean, the Packers lost to the Panthers. The Eagles, they haven't really looked great. The Rams have been up and down. The Lions lose to Minnesota. Minnesota hasn't looked good in some games, but then they look good. So you have all of these teams. The Bears have actually been looking the most consistent lately out of all of them, as crazy as that sounds. But you just have, but they've lost, and they've had some weird games where they've looked bad. So it is just not, it's just no consistency in the NFC right now. It's any given Sunday. So that's kind of where you just got to see what happens. It's one game, it's a 1-game season. I remember, let me see if I can get that on there. Let me show that, get you on there. We were 3-5, and we made that move. I mean, I got it, man. We made that move, and we went on that run. I'm not saying it can't be done. I wish we didn't have that tie. If we were 4-5 rather than 3-5-1, I'd feel a lot better. I'd feel a hell of a lot better. But I do not like that tie because I think you got to get to 10 wins. In order for them to get to 10 wins, they gotta win 7 of their last 8, and I just don't know. I don't know if that is a tall order for a team that has not won back-to-back games yet this season. If I'm being, I got to be fair. I could be it could be a homer if you want me to, but I got to be fair. And that's I haven't seen a team. I haven't seen that team this season that's capable of doing that. And I sure hope I'm wrong, and I'll be screaming and yelling and yelling TV to hopefully make it happen. But I don't know if we're going to see that. And it's just, because now you've seen the offense. I mean, we all thought, well, shit, the offense we got nothing to worry about. They're the least of our problems. And now the offense isn't looking as good because, I'd say this: the defense was bad. They did get better, but I mean, the offense. You go for it on fourth down on the first drive, you don't get it. You went for it on another fourth down. You could have kicked the field goal. You didn't get it. You fumble the ball, Ferguson, in scoring range. Fumble the ball, turnover. Javonte Williams fighting for yards. All he had to do was go down. You kick a field goal. You're down 7, 3 timeouts. You had a lot of momentum. Your defensive line was getting to the Cardinals. You could have. Hey, you would have been down 7. You could have tied it. Go to overtime. See what happens. I'm just saying, there's things that could have happened. So as much as we want to kill the defense, rightfully so. I mean, I ain't giving them no pass. The offense is now kind of making you wonder. All right, are these guys got it? Are they capable of getting this done? Where's this 40-point offensive machine you had? You got CeeDee Lamb, you got George Pickens, you got Javonte Williams, you got all these weapons. Jake Ferguson, most catches, starting the season over the first, whatever, 6, 8, 7 games, whatever it is. You had all these things going for you on the offense, and that's kind of gone away. And they're going to have to try and figure out a way to get it back. And you don't want to start seeing, the defense had 5 sacks. I mean, I give them their glory. The last 2 drives, that's what I said, man. If they would have kicked that field goal instead of, obviously that fumble, they had the momentum, but they put themselves in that position, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. You put yourself in that position, then it's not going to be what you want. So it's the offense. This is, Aaron, and I appreciate it. And this is the one thing I said, and I did it this game. And about 6 minutes into the game, on the game clock, I usually look over, and this time it was my wife, and I said, "This ain't happening. We're in trouble." I can just vibe. If our offense, that's why I wish they would have scored those 3 points, take the 3 points first drive, just to get something. The offense is just, if they're rolling early, I got no problem. If they're struggling and they get down, I think they press. And there was a stat with Dak down 10 points or something like that at halftime. I mean, just an abysmal record. And it kind of falls in line to the way I see it. And if it's the offense is going early, typically the Cowboys have a very high probability of winning. As long as they get off to that first drive, score points, defense does pretty good, but they and the offense, if they get those drives and everything's looking good, I think they just get in a rhythm and they roll. If not, I think they struggle. And it's been that way the last few games, the last couple games, and then even throughout the season. I look over the Panthers game. I remember telling Mark, "We ain't winning." Telling you, this game's over. The Broncos, I knew it. This one, I knew it. It just, you can just kind of see it. The Bronco game, what do? They get the interception. You're feeling pretty good. They go down the field, think you're going to get a touchdown. Then they get pushed back, and they get the field goal. Then they go to hold them on 3rd and long, and they get a penalty. Extend the drive, score a touchdown. Now instead of you getting the ball back, up 3-0 with your offense feeling good, you look in the mirror and you're down 7-0 before a blink of an eye over one penalty. And that's the problem. Penalties on the defense, untimely penalties on the offense, pre-snap penalties. And then the other thing is our 3rd down conversions. How many 3rd down conversions did you see the Cardinals make? 3rd and 19, 2nd, and you get a big sack, and then they give up a huge play. And it was that way, it seemed like all game. I mean, when you're there, it's just kind of different because the vibe is different. And and the other thing, and I don't know if this is a popular opinion, and I told Mark I probably shouldn't say it because people probably get pissed off at me, but I don't know about you guys, and I don't know if Kutch, if you're still hanging with me, you tell me if I'm wrong or right, because you weren't in the car. You had to take that mental break, get that walk, get your mind right as you took the long walk of shame to the car. But you go to these games with the Cowboys and we're getting our ass kicked and they're just singing, music. They got the whole band playing music and the whole crowd singing. And then they show people in the crowd and they're all, jumping around when they get on camera. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm miserable right now. We're getting the shit beat out of us. I'm like, I cannot believe all these people are happy. Now, I don't know if it's just the opportunity to be on the camera, so you kind of play up to it, but I mean, where's the timing of this stuff? Like, I don't need to hear no music um, while we're getting the shit beat out of us. Now, I don't know if I'm wrong. I mean, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. I know Mark, I appreciate Mark had my back on it because he said, Mike, I was thinking the same thing, but I don't know if you guys, anyone who goes to the game, anyone at April agrees, anyone goes to the game, I understand it's entertainment and I get it. You got to be entertained. And I mean, you don't want the whole crowd sitting there on your hands all pissed off. But damn it, I want people to be as miserable as I am. That game, I felt so much riding on that game. It felt to me just so important for the psyche of this team that I just don't understand. I don't understand what they were saying. I don't know. I'm not cheering. And if that camera was pointing at me, you'd see a little sourpuss on my face, and then you'd be all pissed off, and then you'd be, then you just kind of like, boy, he's an ass. Look at, he's not even cheering, But I get focused on the game, but I get aggravated. And if I get aggravated, I'm not gonna sit there and I don't want to hear no damn music. I don't want to hear no damn music. I agree. I'm with you. I'm with my man Mark. Love Mark. Mark is probably one of the best people I ever met. I'm just going to be Kotz, you're a close second. Don't get mad at me. But Mark ranks probably at the top as probably the most genuine, nicest people that you can ever meet. I don't know if anyone had one bad thing to say about Mark. I would love to meet him because I want to hear what the hell they have to say. So, but anyway, that's my shout out to my man Mark. Even though I was very good to him. He looked like he was getting ready to go on the wrong side of the road. It was late. It was that Monday night game was dark out. And I said, man, you sure? I said, get over on the other side. And he said he saw it. He was going over there. So I think he was okay. I'm going to trust that he was. I'm going to trust that Mark was okay. So let me get them comments back on. I hit the button. So I apologize. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's a pet peeve of mine at a game. And it's probably me. I got to get over it. But I'm just being honest. It does get me a little aggravated. It does get me a little aggravated when they're doing all that. Let's see. The game cheering for the boy. I mean, I agree with you, Cuts. I agree. You got the thing is we got a lot of dick riders and I don't know. I love it. I think it's great. So prediction, Oakland win. Let me get this prediction here. See if I can see it. So first time we lost 2 in a row this season. Prediction, Oakland win, Philly win, KC win, Detroit lost, Minnesota lost, 4-4. So that puts us at 7 wins. What I need you to do is I need you to find me another win. I got to get to 8 wins. If I get to 8 wins, I win $600. So please get me 8 wins. Please, Dallas. If you can't get me into the playoffs, at least give me 8 wins. That's the least you can do. At least you can do for me. And I appreciate everyone in the chat too. I don't say it enough. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share. I'm just in here, like I said, I had to travel to Houston after Dallas, so I'm here till Thursday. Then I finally get home, and then I got to go to the East Coast. Got a family wedding going to this weekend, and then I'm back home, and then I'm back out to Dallas on Monday. We got the Boyd Farm watch party. If you guys are in the Dallas area, I think we're gonna have a heavy hitter. Now I'm not gonna say who it is, but it's a GOAT in Dallas Cowboy history. So if that happens, I am going to be so pumped that I'm going to be able to hang out there. And, I said, man, it better be, you got to motivate me. It better be a heavy hitter. And it sounds like it might be. So I'll know for sure if it is, and if it is, I'll make sure I announce it. And it's going to be a lot of, it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Yep, just win out one game at a time. Just got to be 1-0, man. I agree, Blanco, Victor. I believe it's you got to be 1-0. Just one game at a time. But more importantly, hit that like and subscribe. And Mark learned, and you guys watch the cave. Make sure you stay loyal to the cave, even if you're an Eagle fan. I don't give a shit. I ignore it, but I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the Eagle fans that take time out of their life to listen to Dallas Cowboys, listen to me talk about my life in Dallas Cowboys. I love that. So I appreciate it. I think it's kind of weird, but it's not that you're weird. I wouldn't do it. I mean, my time is so goddamn valuable. I'm not gonna watch not only Eagle. I wouldn't watch Colts. I wouldn't watch Patriots. I wouldn't watch Packers. I wouldn't watch Cardinals. I think it's odd, but everyone has to do something with their life, and maybe I'm entertaining enough that they want it. They want to spend time with Mike Tag. Can't blame them. Can't blame them. I want to spend time with Mike Tag. Mark wants to spend time and hang out. He loves hanging out with Mike Tag. Cuts. I don't know. Cuts is starting to big time. I'm worried about you, Cuts. I think you're getting too big for Mike Tag in the Cowboys cave. You're gonna be pushing me to the side, saying I don't hang out with Mike Tag no more. I'm bigger than Mike Tag. I'm Cuts by Jones. You understand what I'm saying? Cuts by Jones, one of the greatest artistes in Cowboys Nation. If you guys don't have a Cuts by Jones, you better ask somebody. You saw that beautiful, beautiful work that he did with hanging with the boys, man. That was awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, see, Mark agrees with me. Mark agrees with me. I appreciate that, Chris. Everyone does love me. Hopefully everyone does. Hopefully they do. But I get some angry tweets, so I know some people hate me too. I don't know, hate's a strong word. They probably dislike me and sometimes take life a little too serious. You guys know me. Anyone who's known me long enough knows I don't take life that serious. My team loses. What am I going to do, man? I'm going to get up and go to work the next day. I'm going to be here talking to you guys. I'm not going to sit here and cry and moan and groan and all this shit. We're going to have a good time. So we're going to get this party started. It ain't never going to stop. So I appreciate it. You guys are making my evening go well because I'm hanging out in this hotel room. Had a little bit of barbecue. I don't know what it is with Dallas. You just or not Dallas, Texas in general. Everywhere you go, you got to get some barbecue. Oh, see, this is what Cuts. I agree with him. He says, "When I win, we all win. When I win, we all." Well, we didn't win yesterday. We all lost. Sucked. But no, Cuts is awesome. He's another, and that's what I try to explain to people. And if I came hard on someone, if you're still listening, or you were listening, or maybe you unfollowed me, made a comment on one of my posts and was talking about me wasting my money. Feel bad for you. Look like you're wasting a lot of your money. And I've said this a million times, and I'll say it one more time, just so it's on record. Me going to the Cowboy games is kind of a lifelong experience that I've, as a kid and growing up in Fort Lauderdale, never obviously being able to see the Cowboys. Everything was, old school newspaper, Sports Center, all that kind of stuff. And when I got to a point in my life, my goal was to be a season ticket holder and go to as many Cowboy games as I want. So I've been blessed to be able to do that. And in the meantime, I always wanted to have a group of Cowboy fans I'd love to talk Cowboys with, because never had that, right? Everyone was a fan of another team. So I was able to do that. So check that box. I wanted to do a tailgate party, because I not a tailgate party. I just wanted to tailgate there. That's all it was, hey, I'm going to tailgate. Someone hold my stuff. That's how I met Mark. He offered either on Twitter or on here. I can't even remember. But he said, keep it at his house. So that's what I did. And then I've created friends for life, whether I do this stuff anymore or whatever it is. I promise you, there's a circle of friends that I'll be talking to until the day I die. That's just the way it is. So that is what's worth it for me. When I go to Dallas, I went Saturday. I went to go watch the Canes play. My wife and I spent a nice evening, went out, had some drinks, took her to the mall because she does what I do, right? She says, babe, when we're in Dallas, this is your world. I'm just going to follow it, but I'm always going to give back. So, hey, babe, what do you want to do? She wanted to go to some high-end mall trying to kill me. I didn't understand. Wish I would have known, but she wanted to go check out that stuff. So I did that. That's what we do. And then Saturday, went and had some nice breakfast. Or Sunday, had nice breakfast. We went and watched some football, Texas Live, met up with Cuts, met up with Mark, went up to Frisco, hung out, got to talk with Jesse Holly and shoot the shit. And then Monday we had a great time. That's fucking money to me. You can't put a price tag on that. So I'll spend that shit all day long. I don't care if the Cowboys win 50-0 or lose 50-0. Ain't gonna change the way my weekend was. I'm disappointed, obviously on the football side, but that don't mean I'm never gonna stop, doing that shit, man. That shit ain't gonna stop. So that's all I'm saying. There's my little rant about people who wonder what the hell I do with my money. I do what I want with my money, just like I told my kids. You better have your careers. You better have your life set because this dad is going to have fun when he retires. If there's any money left over, have at it. But I'm not going to stop living. I worked my ass off my whole life. I'm going to enjoy myself. So if I want to fly out to Dallas or I want to fly to San Antonio to go hang with Cuts in the shop in his bar, then that's what the hell I'm going to do. If my wife and I want to go to Vegas, we're going to go to Vegas. Ain't no one need to worry about what the fuck my money's doing, right? Sorry, I get aggravated when people I never ask no one what they do with their money. I don't really care. But sorry, I got sidetracked. Let me get back. Let me get back to it, man. Let me get back to it. You guys don't. Some people know me long enough and know what I've done and how hard I've worked in my life to get to where I'm at. I've hit bottom. I've got fired. I was on unemployment. I worked myself up. So I'm going to enjoy the fruits of my labor of working hard ever since I was a kid delivering papers, trying to make a few bucks so I can buy some baseball and football cards. So that's the way it is, and that's the way it's going to be. If you guys know LeBron, but that's from. So anyway, I wanted to check on. I thought I saw something about a trade. Here, let me get you some love here, Chris. Too bad we could not get Sauce Gardner. That would have been a heavy price. I would not have done that. I would not have. They gave up 2 ones. I'm not giving up 2 ones. I would have liked to get Fitzpatrick. I would have liked to get a safety. I would have felt pretty good if the Cowboys could have snagged a safety, but it wasn't in the cards. I think that's going to be their Achilles heel. That's going to be one of my problems of, okay, how's this team going to figure itself out? And I know you're going to get Malik Hooker back right after the bye. Donovan Wilson will be coming back and all these other guys will be coming back. So, I mean, things will get better back there, but I don't think it's enough. I think that's a group that's going to have to be addressed heavily in the draft and off season. I think their defensive line, I think they're pretty solid, man. I think you added Quinnen Williams. Now, I think Kenny's gone after next year. I don't think they're going to pick up that money. If you look at what his money was, I don't think they're going to be doing that. But I think you got your 2 tackles for a while, right? Between Osa and Quinnen, you got a pretty stout group there. And obviously you build around there. You got Toye, you're gonna have a rotation. And I think their edges are good. I think the linebackers are overshown as long as he stays healthy. I mean, that's a wild card. I think your linebackers are pretty solid. Leah Fowles, young. I think James is young, and he's got, Wilson, someone who's a veteran, who's still young, who's 28, 29 years old. He's someone that can help, bring a sense of calmness and bring some stability to the linebackers. I think you upgraded there. If you got Overshown and you got Wilson as your starting line, you've upgraded over what you had a day ago. Is an upgrade. And make no mistake about it. Defensive line upgraded today. That's all you could say. Now, again, I don't know if it's going to be good enough. I think it's too late, if I'm being honest, but I ain't going to quit and I ain't going to give up. That's just the way it is. But I know the odds are stacked against this Cowboys team. So But anyway, I've been yapping for an hour. I apologize. I did not bring my computer. Usually when I'm on the road, I'll run it through my other computer, but I didn't bring it because we were traveling. We were there in Dallas for 4 days, and then I'm here for 3 days. So I had to bring like an extra suitcase, give my wife, hey, you take the dirty clothes back. I got my clean work clothes. So we had to shuffle some things around. So I did not get a chance to bring that. I'm going to try. I know Kelly and I should be live hopefully tomorrow. I just got to see how my schedule works with work. Hopefully, I can get me done in time. If not, I was going to see if he can maybe do Thursday. If he can't, then Kelly can roll solo. That's why I kind of like jumped on here because we didn't do anything Monday, obviously because of the game. Obviously, there are a few videos, but I don't want people thinking I'm running scared and I'm hiding. I don't hide. You understand? I don't hide from nobody. That's what I do. So, Asante, who is it? You're not talking about. You're talking about not Asante Samuel. You're talking about what's his name? The junior. It's not Asante Samuel. He was a guy with he does great YouTube channels, YouTube shows. But I know who you're talking about. I think they should bring. I think is it Junior? Maybe it's his kid. I think it's a Samuel Jr. Yeah, bring him in from Florida State. Yeah, I would get him. I mean, at this point, get anybody. But anyway, yeah, I think Junior they should bring in. Yeah, Junior, right? Yeah, okay. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea. At least take a look. Simmons, yeah, Justin Simmons. The weird thing is like nobody. I mean, you would think someone would have done something with him. No one's done anything with him. No one's tried to sign him. So it just makes you wonder. And he didn't have a high price tag because he played last year just for a few million. It wasn't like he was on this big deal. So it's kind of weird. It is kind of weird. But more importantly, I appreciate all the love. Hit that like button on your way out. See that big thumb right there? I've got a close up. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I really do appreciate it. All the support to the cave. You guys don't know how much I enjoy being able to interact with you guys, and more importantly, being able to meet a lot of you Cowboy fans, fellow fans. We you know what? We enjoy the good times and we stick together in the misery. It's like I tell people, I can talk shit about my Cowboys. I know Kelly talks shit about the Cowboys. Ain't nobody else gonna talk. No outsiders. If you're a Cowboys fan, you got it. But if anyone else talks shit about them, we're gonna defend them, and we're gonna take care of business. So definitely appreciate it. Cuts. Thanks for hanging. I mean, it's not a normal night, but I know you got to be tired. I'm tired. Been up since 4 this morning trying to get a flight. So I'm going to get to bed because I got a long day of work tomorrow. But definitely want to show some love to a lot of you guys. I know it was a painful day yesterday, and kind of let things go. I know the trades, they're not going to make you, it's not going to change anything. And, you're going to say, well, why didn't Jerry, could have done this shit sooner? And I can't agree more. I don't understand why we wait this long, but it is what it is. I think the future is the moves they made is a good move for the future. It's not a rent a player kind of thing. I think these are guys that are going to stick with the team for a few years and see if we can get this thing rolling, get this thing right. Let's get some momentum going. And what happens? Let the chips fall where they may. If they don't make it, then hopefully they got enough momentum to really make something happen next year, if that's the way it is. But hey, until they're eliminated, man, we keep rolling. So I appreciate all the love. You guys take care. Thank you very much. Enjoy the week. Be safe. See you.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.